Hi everyone, and welcome to Pilot2ATC 2.0. We see the main screen here, and we're at Seattle Tacoma Airport, and I've entered a direct flight plan to Yakima Air Terminal just so we have some information being displayed. Starting at the upper left, we have a timer that can let us time holding patterns and other things that we need to. And of course, we can clear it there and start and stop it. We have the next waypoint, which in this case is the direct airport that we're going to, KYKM. The distance to the airport, 90 nautical miles. Track is 110 degrees. And the ETE is not calculated because we're not in the air. Distance to destination, again, total distance 90, and the ET again not being calculated. True airspeed pointed into the wind at 7 knots. Ground speed 0, altimeter 3010. Here we have the altimeters, and most of the features of this are meant to be able to use on a touchscreen device, although it hasn't been tested with one. It should work. And then here's the transponder settings. So here's the mode, and you can change that by just clicking on it. And here's the flight planning window. And as I mentioned before, we have a flight plan from Seattle to Yakima. Down along the bottom, we can add waypoints, move waypoints up and down. But new feature, we can add SIDs, stars. So if we wanted to add a SID out of Seattle, it brings up a screen with a map. We can pick the runway that we're departing from, let's say 16 left. And then it gives us all the transition points that we have that we can choose from. And when we click on a transition point, then it displays the actual route for the SID, and we can load it. Or in this case, I'm going to cancel it because Yakima is only a few miles down over here, and doing a SID to get to Yakima wouldn't make a lot of sense. Okay, then we can also do a star. Yakima didn't have any stars, but they do have some approaches. So we click on the approach, and we get runway 27 has some interesting approaches. Again, it shows you what's available, and the initial display is for vectors. In this case, we're going to an ILS, runway 27, and I'm going to choose this side dog transition, which gives us an arc to fix. I guess it looks like 3 legs here. So we'll be curving around and then coming into the final approach. Let's go ahead and load that, and when we load it, it'll actually put it into the moving map. And so when we're flying it, we can just follow along on the moving map. You should be able to see it. Another new feature is high and low altitude instrument IFR charts. And they take a few seconds to load because they have to put all of these points in. But you'll notice that our route of flight is in this future color, and all the different nav aids and Victor Airways, in this case low altitude airways, are shown on this map. And go back to satellite view. We have a little information panel up here at the top of the map that gives us a little bit of information about whatever's selected either in the flight plan or on the map. In this case, I've clicked over here on CFBBQ, which is just a waypoint, so it gives you latitude, longitude, and the bearing and distance. But if we click on an airport, then it gives you a little bit more information. And then over here we have an information button that if you're on an airport, then you're going to get quite a bit of detailed information, including a map that shows the runway alignment, the window here with the weather, and all of the runways listed, and the types and the distances, and what kind of, whether or not they have an ILS approach. And if they do, like our runway 27, then here's the frequency for the ILS approach. We also have a terminal procedure or TERP button here, and that brings up a window similar to what we had in the charts button in version 1, where you can have a look at the approach plates and airport diagrams and whatever's available from the FAA. What's new in version 2, which I think is quite useful, is you can store PDFs in a folder and then access that folder and those PDFs. So here I've stored an ILS runway 27 at Heathrow, and I can double click on that and it brings that up. So if you find a source for approach plates and other things that you want to store in PDF format, then this allows you to organize those into folders and have easy access to them during flight. Okay, back to the flight plan. Autopilot, similar to version 1, and same thing with database maintenance and configuration, except the configuration window is actually built in, so it's a lot easier to access things that you might even want to change. For example, the distances, controller radiuses, sounds, all of those things that used to be in that separate window that took a while to bring up are right here in the program. Down across the bottom, you've got the COM window, which shows the active COM channel and active frequency and the standby frequency for that COM channel. Same thing for nav. And then the familiar call sign, connect on top, push to talk built-in button, and then of course the speech window. So some familiarity, but a whole lot of really new features. Another one that I think a lot of you will like is had a lot of requests to be able to minimize the window without totally getting rid of it. And so I've got this little button here, and you pop it down and you can move the screen to wherever you want it. I usually put it down here at the bottom. You can make it show just the bottom or the bottom and that top strip. The middle section is pretty much gone. And then when you need to see a map or the flight plan or one of the other features, you just pop that back up. So it's really handy. This lets you fly without being blocked by Pilot2ATC, especially in a single screen kind of environment. So I hope you enjoyed this quick overview. We'll have lots more videos showing how all the features work, but I wanted to go ahead and get this out. We're pre-beta right now, so some of the features are not implemented, but we're getting very close, and hopefully we'll have something out before the holiday season of 2015. Thanks for watching.